In the next 5 to 10 minutes, I will be showing you approximately 10 to 12 concepts along with the previous year questions. And these are those concepts from which the questions have been asked till now in the past 25 years. In NEET 2026 also, you will be expecting 1 to 2 questions from every single topic. Okay, so this is a very, very important video. Please do smash the like button and do share it with your friends also. Let's take a look. First one, my dear NEET aspirants, take a look. If let's suppose you'll be having n number of capacitors, small capacitors, or in question sometimes it is written drops, you combine these capacitors to form a big capacitor. What is the capacitance of big capacitor? Potential of big capacitor, charge of big capacitor, radius of big capacitor. That's the only thing they can ask. Now see, sir, charge of big capacitor is n times of Q. N means how many number of these capacitors are small. Q is the charge on small capacitor. Radius of big capacitor is n raised power 1 by 3 into R. R is the radius of small capacitor. This is C dash. C dash is the capacitance of big capacitor. N raised power 1 by 3 into C. C is the capacitance of small capacitor. V dash is the potential of big capacitor. N raised power 2 by 3 into V. V is the potential of big, small capacitor. Take a look. This is a question recent attempt JEE 2026. In the question it says you have got 3 drops, okay, identical bubbles or drops or capacitors to form a big drop. Then it says what is the potential of big drop and its ratio with the initial potential. What is the potential of big drop? Sir, n raised power 2 by 3 into V. V is the potential of small drop. V dash is equal to n. N is how many? 3 raised power 2 by 3 into V. Now you have to find ratio. Ratio means V dash divided by V. It will come out to be n raised power 2 by 3 into V divided by V, because initial potential is V only. This and this will cancel. And n is how much? This is 3. This is 3. So this will be 3 raised power 2 by 3 divided by 1 is to 1. This is the option in this particular case. Very, very important concept. Let's suppose, my dear friends, you have a capacitor. Next concept, you have a capacitor. In between the capacitor, you have placed multiple dielectrics in series. Whenever dielectrics are placed in between the capacitors in series, then its capacitance changes. Its capacitance becomes epsilon naught A, D1 by K1, D2 by K2, D3 by K3, D4 by K4. Means width of this, dielectric constant of this, width of this, dielectric constant of this, and A is the area. Now take a look. This is a question which was asked in JEE 2021. You have got multiple dielectrics placed in a capacitor. You have to tell me its capacitance. This is the formula. When dielectrics are in series, C dash is equal to, C is equal to epsilon naught A upon D1. What is the value of D1? D divided by, what is the value of K1? It is K plus, what is the value of D2 by K2? That is 2D by 3K. Then plus D3, that is 3D divided by 5K. Now guys, you can write epsilon naught A upon D by K, you can take common. So 1 in the first one, then 2 divided by 3 plus 3 divided by 5. Now solo it, it will come out to be 15 divided by 34. Okay, one more concept, important concept. De Broglie's wavelength. Let me just tell you over here. De Broglie's wavelength for a particle in terms of momentum is this, h divided by mv. M is the mass, V is velocity. In terms of kinetic energy, it is h upon under root of 2 mke. M is the mass, K is the kinetic energy, and h is the Planck's constant. Now this is a question of JEE 2024. It says you have got 3 particles, proton, electron, and alpha particle have same energies. Okay, their de Broglie's wavelength will be, you have to compare. Now if kinetic energy is same, Planck's constant is same, 2 is same, so this lambda will only depend upon a root of m, mass. So the one which has large mass will be having less de Broglie's wavelength. We say mass of alpha particle is greater as compared to proton as compared to electron. So de Broglie's wavelength of alpha particle is less than as proton is less than as electron. This will be the ratio. Now, next concept. This is a truck box problem, very important problem from the laws of motion chapter. Okay, this is a truck box problem, very important problem from the laws of motion chapter. Now see, in this particular case, my dear NEET aspirants, we say truck box problem. What does truck box problem actually say? This truck is basically moving with the acceleration of the truck. There is a block placed on its back. Okay, now when the truck moves, there are 3 cases which we discuss over here. If the acceleration of the truck is equal to mu into g, mu is the coefficient of friction between the block and the surface. G is acceleration due to gravity. Then block is about to slide. Okay, block is about to slide. So if this acceleration becomes slightly greater than this, it will slide. But if it is equal, block is about to slide. It has not slided yet. Case 2. If the acceleration of the truck is less than mu g, if the acceleration of this truck is less than mu g, block will not slide. It will remain at rest. If the acceleration of the truck is greater than mu into g, means coefficient of friction into g, in that case block will slide. Please do remember these cases directly. If block slides, it will have the acceleration. What is the acceleration of the block? That is acceleration of the truck minus mu into g. Now when it slides, it will take some time in falling down. Let's suppose this distance is d. So how much time it takes in falling down? Under root of 2d divided by acceleration of the block. Take a look at the question. This is the question over here. You can read the question from your end. I'll be directly explaining over here. There is a block which is at 3.2 meters away from this end. Acceleration of the truck is 2.1. This is 0.2. Mu is 0.2. It says how much time this block takes in falling down. So when it comes to the time taken by the block, we say time taken is under root of 2d divided by acceleration of the block. First acceleration of the block, that is acceleration of truck minus mu g. What is acceleration of the truck? That is 2.1 minus mu into g. Mu is 0.2. Acceleration due to gravity, we always take 10. This is 2. So this is 2.1 minus 2. This will be 0.1. So put it over here. Under root of 2. D is 3.2 divided by acceleration of this is 0.1. Solve this, it will come out to be 8 seconds. Next, this is a hanging chain problem. Very important problem. Okay. Now there is a chain which is hanging over here. What is the maximum length of the chain which is hanging? If you further increase a bit, it will start falling down. So this is the maximum length of the chain which can hang. And this x is mu into L upon 1 plus mu, where L is the length of the chain. Mu is the coefficient of friction between the chain and this block. And if somebody asks you what is the value of mu, mu will be x upon L minus x. Take a look. Now boys and girls, there is a chain. It is hanging over here. Mu is given as 0.5. It says what is the maximum portion of the chain which can hang. If you further increase it, it will fall down. So maximum portion is this only. So this x will be, that is mu upon, what is the formula? Mu into L upon 1 plus, I would say mu. So mu is 0.25. Okay. This is L upon 1 plus mu. 1 plus 2, 0.25, 1.25. So it will come out to be 25 divided by 100 into L divided by 125 divided by 100. This and this will cancel. 25 ones are 4s are. So L divided by 4. Okay. There is a chain which is, it is hanging. It says what is the, see here, the fraction of the chain which is hanging is 25% of the total length. 25% is hanging. It says what is the value of mu over here. It asks mu. So this 25% of L, 25% means 25 by 100. So this means L by 4 is hanging. You are supposed to find the value of mu. So you'll be directly writing, sir, mu will be this. How much is the hanging portion? L divided by 4 upon. This is L minus L divided by 4. Solve this, it will come out to be 1 by 3. Value of mu. Okay. One more important concept. Okay. This one. Let's talk about this particular concept, my dear NEET aspirants. See, this concept is you have got two blocks. This is a motion of connected body system. And in this particular case, force is acting 20 Newton. Now, my dear friends, they can ask you two things in this case, acceleration and tension. When it comes to the acceleration, my dear NEET aspirants, you will be simply saying acceleration is net pulling force by net mass. And pulling force will be considering this. Sir, tension which is created in that string? No. So pulling force is 20, net mass is 6 plus 4, that is 10. This and this will cancel. So it is 2 meter per second square. Now, if they ask you the tension, consider any block. Let's suppose we'll consider 4 kg block. What is the force acting on this? That is tension T. This is 4 kg. Now use Newton's second law. Net force is equal to mass into acceleration. Net force is how much? T. Mass of this block is how much? 4. Acceleration. This is the acceleration of entire system. This is a connected system. So this will have the same acceleration too. So that will be 8 Newton. Similarly, you have this question on this one. Now let me show you. Here, In this particular case, what is the force acting in the downward direction? Mg, that is 5g. It is 5 kg. Here it is going to be 3g. Okay. Now, if they ask you acceleration over here, always remember acceleration is net pulling force. Sir, shall we consider tension as net pulling force? Absolutely not. So pulling force will be this and this. Since this is greater than this, so net pulling force will be 5g minus 3g divided by net mass. 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 3 is 10. So this will be 2g means 20 divided by 10. So this will come out to be 2 meter per second square. Okay. Now, if they ask you to find the tension in this case, consider this block or that block, tension T1 here. So consider this block. In the downward direction, it is 5g, and in the upward direction, it is T1. Okay. Now, since this force is large, so this will be the direction of acceleration. Use net force is equal to mass into acceleration. Net force is this minus this. 5g minus T1 is equal to mass into acceleration. Mass into acceleration. 5g means 50. T1 we have to calculate, mass into acceleration. Mass of this block is 5. Acceleration came out to be 2. This is 10. Now take it over here. So 50 minus 10, T1 will come out to be 40. Similarly, to find T2, you can consider this block. So thank you so much. Make sure you share this video with your friends also. Take care. Thank you.